Kamlesh ji, namaste. In this intraday session, we are going to discuss about the intraday charts for Nifty Bank Nifty. Right now, Nifty and Bank Nifty is stuck in a range. So, if you look at the futures chart, and I'll just open the chart for Nifty, you can see Nifty Bank Nifty futures as well as the at the money options for the two indices. I've opened them on the chart right now. There is Nifty. Okay, this is the Nifty future chart. This is the 5-minute chart, so you can see it is range bound right now. And see, this is the range. I'll just plot these horizontal lines so that we are able to identify the range. This is the resistance on the higher side, which is at around 16,028, and the lower end of the range is the low that the Nifty futures made today, that is 15,950. Right, so right now the index is range bound between these two levels. Now let's see, in the last 45 minutes of trade, whether the indices are able to break past any of these resistance or support levels. So this is the range for the Nifty. In the same way, the Bank Nifty was also trading in a range. You can see it here. This is the 5-minute chart of Bank Nifty future. So this is the support 34,835, and the resistance is at around 34,973. So this is the resistance. So both the indices are stuck in this range. Now at the same time, 1 second, just getting updated. So right now, after witnessing a sell-off, the markets right now are trying to settle down. Now, if they don't break the lows that they have made today, then I think in the last 15 minutes we should see a bounce back. But yes, there is selling, there is FI selling which is there in the markets today, and that is the reason for the markets to be under pressure. Okay. Okay. So for the Bank Nifty, now this is the Bank Nifty chart, 5-minute chart for today. So 34,834 is the support. Shall I write it here? Put at 348,834. And the resistance is at 3497. Okay, if you have got any stock related queries, you can post them to me. You can keep posting in the comment section so that I can take those queries as well. And as and when we have an opportunity in the Nifty or the Bank Nifty, we'll also discuss about that. Okay, so this is the Bank Nifty. Now for the Nifty, the level is so 1597973. That's the support. And the resistance is at 16,028. Right, so you can see both the indices right now are trading in a range. Tata Steel was trying to generate a breakout, but then if you look at this intraday chart for the Tata Steel futures, you'll find that it faced resistance. So I plotted this trend line joining all the tops that the stock had made right from yesterday, and here you can see the latest candle. Tata Steel has the Tata Steel future has faced resistance at that trend line itself. So that is a tough resistance. So 914, 915, you can see it here. So this level here is acting as a resistance. So here also these are the points which have been joined for plotting this trend line. Right. So this 914, 915 is an important level for Tata Steel. If that breaks, then yes, we could see some upside. But as and when that happens, we'll discuss about it. Okay, now currently we discussed about Naukar Corp in the last live session that I did. I believe you had asked me this question, and now this is the daily chart for Naukar Corp. So if you see this chart, the stock now this is an important level of 54.55. Correct, you mentioned it rightly. And the next resistance is this the high of the candle that the high made in the month of April, which is 73. So that's the next important level. Uh, if you see last month and before that, the stock managed to get good kind of support at levels of 43. So that is a positive. So till the time the stock maintains at this level or stays above this level, it is positive. You should continue to hold. The stop loss for your trade is at around 41. So that's your stop loss. So hold with the stop loss at 41. And then when the stock manages to break past levels of 73, that's the resistance. The stock should be able to display a very strong kind of a move. The next target directly would be around 140, and next would be 180, and that kind of thing. So it will be a very strong kind of move that the stock would be able to display once it manages to break past the resistance at 73. But stop loss for you is 41. Remember that. Sachinji Bosch. I think this is the chart for Bosch. So for the last 7 years, the stock has been in a correction. The last 3 months have been good. A good kind of bounce back also has been seen in the stock. Quite possibly, this bounce back will continue a strong kind of move. So quite possibly, this bounce back will continue to levels of 17,000, 17,900. So that's a level where you need to take a review. So 17,000 and 17,900 are the next levels which you should watch. Okay, what is the Nifty doing? The Nifty. Nifty and Bank Nifty, here you can see on the left hand side of the screen. So on top is Nifty and below that is Bank Nifty. So both of them continue to trade in a range, and on the extreme right you can see the option for Nifty. The next one is Bank Nifty. So on top, extreme right is Nifty 15,950 put option. Below it is Nifty 16,050 call option. This is with expiry of 14 July. So tomorrow both these options are going to expire, and therefore you'll find that as the indices dip down, so small dip in the uh, index price, you'll find that the call option is going down very sharply, because uh, these options are going to expire tomorrow, and these are 16,050 strike price option. So right now when the Nifty is below 16,000, this is an out of the money option, right? So it is quoting a price of 49 right now. The same case is with Bank Nifty as well. So Bank Nifty, the out of the money put option, that is at 34,800. You can see how sharp kind of a fall it has witnessed in the last 1 hour. So from 200, the price has come down to what? 40 paise. Wow. From 200 to 106, you can see it here. This is 20 minutes past 2. Okay, no, this is 7th of. Oh, sorry. On the wrong. One second. Let me open the correct bank nifty. Okay, now this is the right one, 34,000. All these options have an expiry of 14 July, so they are going to expire tomorrow. You can see the strike prices are also trading in a range along with the indices. So these are 5-minute charts, so they get updated after every 5 minutes. We are getting an update right now. It looks like the Nifty and the Bank Nifty is going to break below its support levels. Let's see what happens. So if they break below the support levels, we need to be watching the put options. There are the put options. Put options are on the top, right hand top. You can see. So this one is Bank Nifty 34,800 put option, and this one is Nifty 15,950 put option. Okay, so let's wait for the next update. But there is selling continuously going on. So even right now, in the evening, we'll get to know as to what kind of selling that has happened from FIIs and DIIs. But this seems to be FII selling which is going on right now. And even yesterday also, what had happened was the FI selling continued. So it was around, I'll tell you the exact values. Yesterday, FIs and FPIs sold around 1565 crores of stock, and DIs bought only 140 crores of stock. So therefore, we had a downtick yesterday. Normally, what used to happen is the DIs used to match up to the selling that used to happen from FIs, and therefore we were seeing the market staying afloat. But then that has not been the case in the last few days. So with the DII domestic institutional investors buying reducing, we are witnessing a sell-off in the markets. Bharti also has witnessed a good kind of sell-off. So the update that I posted to you in the morning on WhatsApp about the stock, what was the update? The stock is making a down flag. Which was that down flag? Here you can see the down flag. It was making a down flag. So first we had a sell-off here, then we had a consolidation here, and then a downward breakout that happened, right? So stock making a down flag on the intraday charts, possible downsides to 641. So right now the cash, basically the cash price has gone down to 641. The futures are still trading with a premium to the spot, but yes, this has been a good kind of a trade for today. Okay, let's see what happens with Nifty in the bank. The update is coming now. So if we have a breakout in case of Nifty and Bank Nifty, we will also see reactions in terms of the option price as well. So let's see what happens. Okay, there you are. Okay, so the Bank Nifty has not broken the range. Here you can see Bank Nifty still continues to trade in that range. This one. In case of Nifty, what has happened is Nifty also is not able to make up its mind. So you can see we had a very big candle here, but then the closing is just on that support level. The close is 15973.90 and our support is at the same level. So it still is not able to make up its mind whether it wants to go down or it wants to continue to trade in this range. Yeah, but because the tick is downwards, you have a sharp reaction in case of the put option, which is now which is already out of the money and it's going to expire tomorrow. So you have a sharp reaction here from 56. The price came down to 40. The put options did not break past the earlier tops because we still don't have a clear breakout on the chart. Bharti is continuously facing selling. Tata Motors also has been witnessing selling for the last few days. Okay, it's trading low volumes compared to last few days. That is okay. Helicon also was seeing good kind of traction for the last few days. That also is witnessing selling today, profit booking maybe. Low volumes compared to the last few days, but there is profit booking that is happening on the higher side. Okay, let's see what the next update. The Nifty is not managed to. Okay, what is the Nifty doing? Okay, Nifty still trading on support levels, not been able to make up its mind whether it wants to go down or go up. This is the chart of Nifty, and again, what the candle that you see, the latest one, is an indecision candle, so it's not able to make up its mind. So one thing which you need to know is, see, whenever you have this kind of a candle and it's on resistance or support level, but an indecision candle, then it becomes an indecision. It does not become a breakout. So you don't consider it as a breakout. Always remember that. So it's an indecision candle. Okay, see how Tata Steel has fallen after facing resistance here. So after facing resistance at this trend line, you can see from 914 the stock has come down to 9008. Okay. Reliance also has not been able to support the market today. In the morning, it was Hindustan Lever which was playing in Reliance job, so it was helping the market stay afloat. Yeah, right now it's 2% up, but then again there are plenty of stocks which are going down, which is keeping the market lower. Reliance is down in a steady downtrend, but again it trades low volumes. Deepak G HSCL. Deepak Ji, HSCL has seen good kind of a move in the last 2 days. See this. Okay, so if you've bought it at a lower level, then what you can do is you can do partial profit booking at these levels, take some profit, so that will keep you comfortable in the trade, and hold the rest of the quantity with a stop loss at 78. So if you have a stop loss at 78, then that will ensure that you have a trailing stop loss, and you can stay in the trade. So that is a positive thing. You can do that and follow the current trend. Ah, 60 is your buying price. So Deepak ji, you can have a stop loss at 78. So 78 is this level. See, below the latest candle. So that will be your trailing stop loss. So 78 will be your stop loss. So that will be a trailing stop loss. You can take some profit at this level. So once you take some profit, that will make you comfortable to stay in the trade. The stock, till the time it trades above 85, there is no reason to worry, but your stop loss has to be at 78. Yeah, so that will be a trading stop loss for you. Okay, happy Guru Purnima to all of you. The Nifty is still not able to make up its mind whether it wants to go down or go up. Okay, now the latest update will come. Let's see what happens. Okay, and on the day end charts as well, Nifty is currently trading at support levels. So this level between 16,000 and 15,950 is a support for the Nifty. And so maybe that could be a reason as to why Nifty is not able to make up its mind. See, the latest candle also is an indecision candle, right? So it's not able to make up its mind whether it wants to go down or move up. Bank Nifty also is continuously trading in that range. See. So now these levels should be watched again for tomorrow. So once you plot the study here, it will remain that way on the chart. So it will be useful for next day's trade. Deepak ji is asking about Castrol. Deepak ji, Castrol, now immediately you will understand that the stock for the last 3-4 months, 1 second. For the last 3-4 months, Castrol is trading in this range you can see here. 111 and there's one more resistance, 112. So this is the higher end of the range and it's trading in this range right from the month of March. 101 is one of the supports and the next support is at 99. I'll just write it here. Support at 101 and 99. So for the last 4.5 months, Castrol is trading in this range. And the resistance is at 111, 112. So if there has to be a move in the stock, so if the stock has to move up, then basically the stock has to generate a breakout above this resistance here. So once this breakout happens, after that the stock can aim for these levels, 128, 130, that kind of thing. But till the time it trades between the current range or the resistance and the support level, then it will continue to trade range bound. So this is the band for the stock right now, Castrol and Castrol. 101 and 99 is the support level and 111 and 112 is the resistance. So you bought at the resistance level. So ideally, one thing is you can also think of exiting the trade, and then once the stock generates a breakout, after that if you get into a trade, then that will be on a confirmation. That will be a better trade. After the breakout, so after above 112, then you can enter a long trade with a stop loss at 109. That kind of a thing can be done. So this is Castrol for you. Okay, let's go back to the Friday charts. See, so we had indecision candles at around that support level that we had plotted, and therefore what happened? The Nifty bounced back from there. So again, it's back in that range 15973 and 16028. So that's the range for the Nifty. And for the Bank Nifty, Bank Nifty has reached the higher end of the range, but again that's the resistance. So resistance at 34,973, and these are levels for the Bank Nifty future and the Nifty future. And the The support is at 34,834. That's the range for the Bank Nifty. So in case of the 15,950 put option, which had shown us a white tick here, this one, that also has pulled off. Why? Because because Nifty has not broken below the support, it has moved up. Okay, last 8 minutes of trade. Let's see what happens in the last closing minutes. Deepak ji, I hope your query is solved related to Castrol and HSCL. If you have any stock queries, do post them in the comment section so that I can discuss your stocks as well. Today, Mindtree is going to come up with results. You need to also watch the chart for Mindtree. I'll just show you. Mindtree, actually, I discussed the chart for Mindtree in the last session also. Today also in the morning, in the ET Now, so this buy now, sell now thing, we had a query related to Mindtree. So see, if you look at the chart of Mindtree, Mindtree is in this narrowing kind of consolidation. Let me delete these lines. You can see it here. It is in a narrowing kind of a consolidation, and therefore you need to watch these levels closely, because today the stock is going to come up with or the company is going to come up with its earnings. Okay, so this is the support level for the stock. Let me make it blue, and from the higher side, if I join all the tops, you can also plot a resistance trend line. Okay, this one, I'll just make it bold and make it red. Let me plot it again. So Mindtree is trading in this narrow range here, you can see. And now after the results are announced, a move can be dictated once the breakout happens. I'll just delete this horizontal line so that you can see this narrowing range. So this is the narrowing range. The support for the stock is around levels of 2775, and the resistance is at around 2960. You need to watch this level. 2960 is the resistance. And 2775 is the support. So wait for a breakout to happen. Once a breakout happens, the stock should be able to decide a direction. These are two levels to watch in case of Mindtree. Okay. Now, as most of the stocks are witnessing selling pressure, we have pharma stocks which have managed to hold on. Okay, we have an update. Let's see, 1 second. Okay, JG, 1 second. I'll come to your capital first. Okay, this is Bank Nifty future. Okay, Bank Nifty is not able to break past the resistance. Okay, now let's look at the chart of Nifty future. Okay, it's come back into that range. Okay, so basically this move tells us that this level of 16,000 and 15,950 is right now being respected by the Nifty. Right, so the traders who trade Nifty are respecting this particular level. Okay, Jayji, your query related to capital first. Capital, sorry, not capital first, this is capital trust. Okay. As you can see, this stock after a sell-off witnessed between 2018 and 2019, after this sell-off, the stock right now in here is trying to create a base that you can see. Now I'll plot levels so that you understand levels. So right now basically it is in a consolidation. So when I say it's creating a base, what it means is the stock is trading in a consolidation. It's trying to create a base for itself. Now when will it start moving up? Now as and when the price gets a sense about something interesting happening on the business front, the price will start its up move. Okay, but that is not the case right now. Right now you can see the stock is trading between these two levels, that the horizontal lines that I have plotted. The lower level is 45. Currently the stock trades at 100, no doubt about it. But looking at the chart right from 2019 to now, so for the last 3 years, the stock is finding support. So overall the range is 45 and 165. That is the overall range. But if you have to identify shorter term levels, then see there is one more support here. This is at 85. So basically overall the stock is right now creating a base for itself. When will a good kind of an up move start, or when we can discuss about higher targets? Only when the stock manages to break past this resistance at 165. So 85 and 165 is the current range. So if you're holding this stock, then you should have a stop loss below this level of 85, which is been a support for the last 1 year. So you can see every time in the last more than 1 year, every time that the price has come to this black horizontal line, the price has managed to bounce back. So ideally you should have a stop loss below 85. So 83 can be a stop loss. So whenever the stock closes below 85, you should exit the trade, because it's not doing anything. So for the last 3.5 years, it's been in this consolidation. Okay. Okay, Rajesh ji wants to know about stocks: Grasim, Bajaj Finance, Z, Asian Paints and Naukri. Rajesh ji, this is the chart of Grasim. See, when you look at the long-term chart, you'll understand that the stock has, so the correction that the stock is going through is because of the initial up move that the stock has witnessed. So between 2020 and 2022, the stock witnessed a sharp kind of an up move. So from levels of 400, the stock went up to levels of 1900. So that is more than 4 times of gains that the stock witnessed in these 2 years, and therefore this correction. Now how long will this correction last? This correction can last for 1 to 3 years. So whenever such stocks have or whenever stocks appreciate in this kind of a way, multiple kind of gains, the correction that can be seen is for multiple years. So 1 to 3 years of correction. If you are a long-term investor, then the current levels that the stock trades at is a support level. I'll just plot a horizontal line here so that you understand. See, this is an important level. So this is a level where the stock had faced resistance in the past, and right now it also is respecting it as a support level. So if you see 2017, the period of 2017, then this horizontal line that I have plotted was continuously acting as a resistance. In 2021, this level acted as a support. Again, now it is acting as a support. So this is an important level, and the stock ideally should not come down below this level of 1267. So you can have a stop loss for your trade at around 1260 or 1250 in case of Grasim. The only thing which you need to clearly keep in your mind that the stock is not going to go anywhere for the next 1 to 3 years. So basically you can see moves from 1300 to 1600, 1700, that is quite possible. So range bound kind of a trade is quite possible. But if you expect, so whatever the stock witnessed between 2020 and 2022, 4 times kind of gains, and if you are expecting that kind of a thing, then you will have to wait slightly longer period. Hold it with a stop loss, as I said, with stop loss at 1260. Okay, next stock is Bajaj Finance. Bajaj Finance also last time also we had discussed. I'll just show you the support level which I have written here on the chart. So 4900 and 5200 is the support band for the stock. This is Bajaj Finance, and quite possibly the stock may create a base for itself at these levels, and then maybe it may start moving up. So that is quite possible because it's respecting this support level for now. You need to have a stop loss below this support level. That is important for your trade, and hold if you have a long term view. Again, the same view in this case as well. Okay, third is Zee Entertainment. Zee Entertainment has been trading dull for the last few years. Now, last year we had witnessed a bounce back when the merger and sell off and all those things were happening. But then somehow the price has not been able to sustain at higher levels. Yes, at current levels there is a support. So if you're a long-term investor, I think you should hold with a stop loss below these the lows that the stock has made recently. So around 195, you should have a stop loss in this. There is no interest in this stock, so therefore we may not be able to discuss about higher levels. If a stock comes to a support and then if it manages to gather interest at that level, then yes, we can discuss about higher levels as well. But right now that's not happening. So therefore do have a stop loss at 190. Next stock is Asian Paints. Asian Paints also is in a correction, and Asian Paints would remain in a correction for 1 to 3 years, as I have already said, because of the kind of up move that the stock has witnessed. And this up move is not for the last 2 years, but if you look at this chart, see this chart, right from 2009. So for the last 10, 11, 12 years, the stock has been trading in an uptrend, as you can see here on the chart. So therefore, now the stock has to go through a consolidation, and that is what is going to happen. So around 2600 there is a support, around 3200, 3300 there is a resistance. So quite possibly the stock may trade between this range between 2600 and 3200 from a long term perspective. Short term view again is the same, so a view of consolidation. So if you are a long term investor, then it is okay, but if you want to buy fresh, I think the time has still not come. You still need to wait. Okay, last stock of yours is Naukri. Naukri also has been witnessing selling pressure for the last few months. You can see it here on the chart. Now at current levels there is a support, and the stock also for the last 2 months has been trying to create a base for itself at these levels. See, this level where the stock made a low in the last 3 months is a support level, so around 3300, and above that we have another level which is 3500. Okay, the range is big, and therefore so 3500 and 3300 is the support level for this stock. The stock has not managed to gather interest, the kind of interest ideally a stock should gather when it's trading on support. That's not happening in this case, but whenever going forward that happens, we may be able to discuss about higher levels as well. But right now watch this support between 3500 and 3300 and have a stop loss below this support level. So again, in this case also you need to have a long term view because right now on the short term charts it's not showing any kind of interest. Okay, Sanjay ji is asking about Cipla. Okay, I hope Rajesh ji queries were solved. Cipla, I have bought Cipla at 950. Your view, please. Sanjay ji will see the chart of the day end chart of Cipla, and then we'll also go back to see the intraday chart of Cipla. 1 second, I'll just show you. Okay, so 1 second. Sanjay, this is the day end chart of Cipla. Now, if you see this chart, the first thing and immediate thing that you will notice is the stock is stuck in a range. See this. And for the last 3-4 weeks, the stock is trading between this range. And what is this range? 962 is the higher end of the range and 900 is the lower end of the range. And what you have done is you have bought it between this range itself. Ideally, a long trade should be taken when so you can trade such stocks in two ways. One is whenever you find a stock trading in such kind of a range, you either get into a long trade at support levels. When you do that, you can place a stop loss below the support level. So that also will be a close buy trade. Your risk will be minimum. And as the stock moves up to the higher end of the range, you can think of exiting the trade. That is one thing that you can do. Second thing that you can do is you can wait for the stock to generate a breakout. So once the stock, if you have to get into a long trade, wait for the resistance to break. So the stock breaks above 962, then you can think of getting into a long trade with a stop loss below this horizontal line or below 962. That is, so you can trade this stock in these two ways. What you have done is you have bought just below the resistance. So I won't advocate doing that. Ideally, tomorrow you should, if the stock does not break past 962, you should think of exiting the trade, Sanjay ji. Okay. That is your query related to Cipla. Next is JG is asking about water base. Okay, this is the day end chart of water base. See, if you look at the short-term chart, then the stock right now is trading below a resistance. See, this is the daily chart for water base. And where is this resistance? You can see it here on the chart. So right from the month of May, the stock has been facing resistance at these levels. This level is of 84. So till the time the stock trades below 84, it will continue to trade range bound between 76 and 84. Once it breaks past 84, then we could see a move to levels of 96, 98. Teji, this is water base. Okay. Harris ji is asking about Genus Power. Genus Power. Harish ji, this is the chart for Genus Power. This is a short-term chart of Genus Power. And as you can see, this level of 82 and 95 is acting as a resistance for the stock. See this one, this resistance here and this resistance here, multiple times the stock has gone to these levels and has faced resistance again this. So this is a complete resistance band here. So one-off we had this kind of a move up here, but then the stock did not sustain at higher levels and it came down below this. So I think till the time the stock trades below 95, one should not have a position. One should have a long trade in this stock only when the stock starts trading above levels of 95 and it continuously sustains above 95. And once you enter a long trade above 95, you should also have a stop loss below 95. So 93 could be your stop loss, or maybe the next support 82. So below 82 you can have a stop loss. So you should have a stop loss below that important level above which you are going to trade. So this is Genus Power, which is trading with weakness right now, and it has to move above 95 to show us strength again. Sanjay ji, you have bought Cipla looking at the hourly chart. Okay, so that is okay. But whenever you do so, whenever I look at any chart or whenever I try to show you any chart, you have always seen me do look at all the time periods. So I start from monthly, then I come back to weekly, then I go to daily. So if in case of an intraday, yes, you have seen an intraday chart, no doubt about it. But then along with that, you also should be looking at a daily chart, because if there's a resistance on a daily chart, that would be finally reflected on the your hourly chart as the prices move, and as the price goes to 862, you'll also, and if you go back and you see the resistance and support levels, you will identify that resistance. You're getting my point? On a daily chart, that resistance is immediately visible, but on a intraday chart, because the number of candles that are there on the chart in a day increases, the resistance will go back and you may not be able to see it immediately. You're getting my point? You need to check that. Okay, Harish ji has another query, which is Mangalore Chemicals. Where is Mangalore Chemicals? This one. Okay, see, the stock is right now trading below a resistance. As you can see here, the resistance is from all-time highs. This level is of 120 and 125, 126, 120 and 126 is the resistance. You can get into a fresh long trade once the stock manages to break past above this resistance. So that would be a good trade, and you can have a stop loss whenever that breakout happens. If you buy above 126, then you can have a stop loss at 124 or maybe 123 and get into a long trade. If you have an existing position in this stock, then you can have a stop loss below the recent lows that the stock has made, which is very deep down. So that deep down stop loss may not be the right thing, but yes, you can have a stop loss at levels of 98. So if you have an existing position, have a stop loss at 98. If you don't have an existing position, then wait for the stock to generate a breakout above 126, and after that you can think of getting into a long trade. So these were your queries. Okay, so let me come back to the intraday charts of the Nifty and the Bank Nifty. Okay, so this is the Nifty stuck in this range. So again, for tomorrow's trade, we need to watch these levels of 15,973. These levels are for Nifty futures. Please remember this. 15,973 and 16,028. These are two important levels for the Nifty as we get into trade for tomorrow. Okay, so you can plot these levels on your chart as well, and that will help you for tomorrow's trade. And in case of Bank Nifty, let me come to the Bank Nifty chart. This is the chart for Bank Nifty futures, and again, Bank Nifty today has respected these two levels, so therefore they become important for tomorrow's trade. 34,834 is going to act as a support for tomorrow, and the resistance is going to be at 34,973. So these are the two levels which you need to watch for trade for the Nifty and the Bank Nifty for tomorrow. So please take a screenshot of these levels, or you can plot them on your charts so that they remain handy with you. Fair enough. So so basically, if you have not subscribed to my channel, do subscribe to the channel and also press the bell icon so that you are notified whenever I do a live session, and also when I post any video, right? So thank you for joining me in this session. Until